of us are looking for ways to get more involved with our community, but we don't know where to start exactly. So Phoenix Police Officer Larry Horton and our Volunteer of the Month, Joan Hinson, are here along with Roxy to tell us about a program called C.O.P.S, right, Larry? C.O.P.S.
Citizens Offering Police Support.
What is that all about, and how can you get involved?
If you want to go to the website, www.phoenix.gov/police/cops1.
Okay. That's long.
Yeah,
we'll have it on our website.
Well, you know what's easier? Just do a Google search for Phoenix Police Volunteer. And we have people working directly with detectives on the streets. If you ever see a Toyota truck driving that looks like a Phoenix police car, those are all volunteers.
Ah, and that's when you've been doing this for a while, right, Joan?
Right, since 1996.
You and Roxy together?
No, Roxy is a pet therapy dog through Therapy Dogs Incorporated, and she and I work with the special needs kids in school districts,
wow,
and we go to Alzheimer's facilities and Lincoln Hospital.
So you're a busy lady doing a lot of volunteer work. I love the shot. Look at you and Roxy. That doesn't even look real. You love Corvettes, obviously,
yes,
but your other passion is helping people. And when you work with Officer Horton and when you guys do things together, you are really, this is a tough job, what you do. You're reaching out to the people who've lost a loved one.
Right.
Tell us about that.
Well, we act as liaisons between the detectives and the families of unknown deaths and suicides,
wow,
making sure that they have all the resources they need. Just a lot of times they just need someone to talk to, and knowing that someone in the police department cares about them is the big thing. A lot of them are very surprised when we call.
To say, how are you doing?
How are you doing, and what can I do for you? And, you know, do you have the resources you need? If it's a member of the family has committed suicide, it's, do you need the number for survivors of suicide? They're a group that can really help them through the process.
What made you want to do this kind of a job?
Well, I worked for John C. Lincoln North Mountain, and while I was working there, I joined the volunteers and was a crisis companion, which was meeting the families of trauma victims and being a liaison between the families and the emergency room staff. So when I saw the C.O.P.S volunteer program in the paper in 1996, I thought that would really be something to get interested in. So.
How are you able to find people with such huge hearts like Joan to do this job? That's a pretty big...
It's amazing the amount of passion. These are 225 of the most passionate people for the Phoenix Police Department.
Wow.
I'm so blessed because I get to interact with these guys and see them just giving everything they can just to make our city better.
That's a lot of emotional stuff that you're giving out and receiving at the same time. What does it do for the Phoenix Police Department as a whole when you have volunteers like Joan who are kind of that middle ground? What does that do for their jobs and what they have to deal with?
Well, Joan specifically, her detail, that frees up the detectives so that they can pursue crimes that involve criminal follow-up. And it's not that the cases that she's working with are not important, but if we can focus and deliver a better service to the city by utilizing volunteers and at the same time making our department more efficient, it just makes sense. So, I mean, you got a situation where in 2009 we gave about 30,000 hours. And I mean, that saved the city close to $625,000.
Wow, that is amazing.
Yeah.
So what Joan does basically is the extension of the police officer who would probably love to call, but sometimes families have questions or, oh, but by the way, did I tell you this happened to my child or my husband? And it may not seem important to the officer, but it's good to talk to somebody about it. Yeah.
And if they want a medical examiner's report, we can get them one. If they want the report of what happened, we can get that for them. It's just we have more time to spend talking to them than the detective really would.
Sure.
So we're freeing them up to get back on the street again while we deal with the families.
Knowing how busy they are, absolutely.
Yeah.
When you volunteered, I mean, do you have to be pretty well scrutinized before you can get a position like this? Does Joan have to go through a lot of work there?
You're going to take a polygraph test.
Sure.
You're going to be interviewed by a detective. There's a 12-page application.
Wow.
So we make sure that we give an extensive background check so that we can grant access that is not available to your average citizen, but somebody who's willing to go through that and volunteer for the department. We'd love to have them have all kinds of opportunities.
All right. Well, thank you, Joan. Thank you so much. I was just looking at Roxy's like, All right, I'm nice. I'm happy I'm on the couch. That's where I wanted to be. Thank you so much, both of you, for what you do. It's crucial stuff, and it helps a lot of people. Thanks again. Thanks. All right, if you want more information about the volunteer program, because it was a long website, don't worry. We have it on our website, and you can call our hotline. Thanks again to you both.